Hello YouTube, what is up? Back with another video, and today I have a very special video. Haven't been planning yet, but two of my friends, I can say the names because I got consent. Jake and Peter told me to make a video. They were like, hey, Marvel beats DC. No. So they said, why don't you make top 10 Marvel characters, top 10 DC characters, then have number 1 fight number 1, number 2 fight number 2, and it's going to be great. But to do that, I need to make the part 1, which is this video, top 10 Marvel characters. Let's get at it. Number 1, this is undebatable unless you want to say number 2 is number 1. The one above all, TOAA, whatever you call him. In the Fantastic Four, this guy in the comics is just the god of Marvel. I don't know how else to put it. Reading from his powers, here he is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, present, whatever you say. That basically means he has next to every power. He just can't use the powers as he should, which is the difference between him and the DC god. And while he can change, while many beings can change the fabric of reality, he is the fabric of reality, which the heroes or the villains are changing. He has created the multiverse, but not only the multiverse, the omniverse, which can be considered the Beyonderverse. I don't know what you call that. That's why Beyonder's not one. And Star Wars. No, Star Wars and Marvel are not connected. They were just owned by the same people. But that's the facts. I have to say that. And then he can be seen as a representation of the human mind. The ultimate power. So he gets in your head, it seems like. That's why he's one. Because he controls Star Wars, and he made the galaxy, he doesn't control it, so Star Wars is not Marvel, but he made the Star Wars and he made Beyonder's universe. So if he never made the Beyonderverse, what's it called? Beyonder's reality, they call it. If he never made Beyonder's reality, Beyonder wouldn't be a thing. Number 2, it has to be Beyonder. There's no one else. Why? Because Beyonder is an alien from another universe. I was talking about outside of the multiverse, which is why people always say, if I'm Thanos, can't I just snap and kill half the multiverse? That I'll explain in a different video, because that could take some time. So, on Night the Living Tribunal, who if you don't know him, I'll get to him, he is not bound to these specific rule sets of Marvel's main reality. He breaks the rules, and he gets away with it. The Living Tribunal stays with these rules of changing the realities. And Beyonder can displace an entire planet, change the rules of physics, and destroy a universe. That's what he's do. Now, I've been questioned, could he destroy TOAA, One Above All's universe? No, because technically One Above All does not have a universe that he lives in. Or couldn't he destroy the DC universe? No, those are two different things. Number 3, the man who I was just talking about, Living Tribunal. This guy is a menace. Sometimes I like to rank the Anti-Monitor above him, but I've seen too much of the Anti-Monitor in comics. He's not making this list. Let me explain what I mean. The job of the Living Tribunal is to see over the entire multiverse. He sees this multiverse, and that's what he does. No, the DC universe is not about the multiverse, also. And he is not bound to a single universe. Not like America Chavez, just he's not stuck in one universe. America Chavez in this, two different things. And he intervenes every time the multiverse is at risk. So maybe, I know obviously he's not MCU, But when Wanda was taking over, he didn't intervene, really, unless he secretly did. Meaning maybe Wanda wasn't a threat. Wanda maybe shouldn't make this list. Number 4. Number 4. I gotta give it to this guy. I love this guy. I was gonna stick Molecule Man ahead of him, and I said no. I like him too much. Franklin Richards. This guy is a menace to society. He's defeated the Celestials. And he has powers of more powers than everyone in the whole universe. Just he's a child, so he will never win. And he, obviously, if you're like God status like him, you manipulate molecules, which is why he's yet again ahead of Molecule Man. And he has telepathy, telekinesis, time travel, obviously, energy production, precognition, which means seeing through an event so he can see in the future. That's how he knew he would eventually die the Century, which is why he's not higher. Most of these guys have seen futures that they don't die in. We already know Beyonder does not die. We already know One Above All won't die, although we've never seen the future. Living Tribunal can go universe to universe, so he's not bound. Like I said, Franklin Richards could die, because we saw him die this Century. Super durability, and that's it. And his adult version, guess what? Beat Galactus. But who hasn't beat Galactus? Which is why Galactus isn't on this list. Number 5. Molecule Man. Molecule Man. Molecule Man. Can do anything that... No, wrong thing, sorry. Anyway, Molecule Man was a freak accident, like most of these guys, with an atomic-powered device. This is interesting. And he had a side effect of opening a hole between Earth and dimensions of the Beyonders. He can manipulate all forms of matter in the universe. He can transmute objects or beings of the atomic or subatomic level, turning them to a substance that's absolutely different. If you have no idea what I just said, just wait, you'll understand what I mean. If I'm not explaining it, you'll learn in the future. 6. I don't like ranking this guy so high, but guess what? All these guys are connected in one way or another. TOAA is connected to Beyonder. Beyonder's connected to... Who's Beyonder connected to? Okay, technically they're all connected to each other. TOAA made Beyonder's world. Beyonder can change the laws of physics, which changed Living Tribunal. Living Tribunal basically was in charge of saving Franklin Richards' life, and Franklin Richards kind of beat Galactus, which saved Molecule Man. This is so confusing. So now, Century. And then Century killed Franklin Richards in a different universe. So, Century, I don't know how else to put him. I'm not going to give a backstory. He was Canada's attempt at creating Captain America, but he has 100,000 times the strength, which is 1,000,000 exploding suns. He has above class 100 strength, which means he ripped Carnage in half, beat She-Hulk, Thor, and Captain Marvel at the same time. Thor was not going to make this list. Captain Marvel was pretty close to making the list. Has light speed flight and telepathy powers that are much stronger than Professor X's. Trying to get this video moving. Now, the only guy who actually hasn't done much, besides he helped with the Molecule Man a little bit, it's Proteus. I didn't want to put Proteus on this list, however you say his name. I'm sure I'm butchering all the names. Proteus, I didn't want to stick on the list, but there's no one else. There's no one else, I'm sorry. Now, he is a mega level mutant, and he can warp reality exactly like Scarlet Witch can. But instead, he has different powers. He can teleport in the multiverse and in the Marvel Universe, generate force fields, and manipulate molecules to a degree and can terraform planets with a thought. Sheesh. That was a lot to say. 8. You already know? No, you don't. Number 8, I didn't want to stick her on this list. But it has to be Hope Summers. I looked, there was nobody else. I've said to my friends, I'm not going to stick Hope Summers on this list. I lied. Hope Summers, an Omega level mutant who was the first mutant born after Scarlet Witch destroyed 90% of the world's mutant population. She was obviously a danger, so Cable, the son of Cyclops and Jean Grey, saved Hope and took her to a future with him. Her powers are to take the powers of other people. People don't understand. Like, physically, it's not like mind connect. You have to like touch them and like suck the energy out of them. Everyone's just like, oh, couldn't she beat Prime Superman? Couldn't she beat Superman? No, it's not like if you go anywhere near Superman or Prime Superman, your head just came off your body. Because we have those sun rays or the laser eyes, whatever one we're talking about. Number 9. This isn't horrible. I was going to stick them a little higher. Legion. Now, David has possessed the powers of pyrokinesis, telepathy, super strength, super speed, super healing, time travel, mind control, and reality alteration, but it's not like Scarlet Witch's. Yes, I was looking down. I have a computer set up with all the powers. Now, I know I've gone off of many lists. Psych, no I haven't. This is completely random. I'm very sorry for this. So, number 10. I'm going to say a lot about this person. It's Scarlet Witch. We already talked about how she destroyed 90% of the universe. The humans, the superhumans. People always ask me, oh, didn't she die to America Chavez? Number 1, watch the movie again and tell me if you see something. Number 2, this is off of comics. The MCU universe did not discuss what she does. The only thing, the only movie, the only show that you can possibly go off of is WandaVision, which is a very good show. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I've seen some. It's pretty good. She can fly. She can blast enemies with magic, and she can perform telekinesis and telepathy. But the main thing is she can alter the fabric of reality. In WandaVision, she resurrected Vision and created 2 children using magic. In the comics, she destroyed 90% of this mutant population with a thought. And, in fact, a Nexus being, those very few and rare individuals who can affect probability and thus the future of the world. And in the MCU universe, because I've been talking a lot about the comics, she defeated Thanos twice without a scratch. Now, those are my top 10. I gotta do an honorable mention here. I'll do an honorable mention for DC. Galactus. Maybe Captain Marvel could have been my honorable mention. But I really like Galactus. My only issue is I can name countless people who beat Galactus. Let me name some. One above all, Beyonder, Living Tribunal, Franklin Richards, Molecule Man. Sentry did not, but you can argue he did. Proteus did not. Hope Summers did. And Legion partially did. So, everyone defeats Galactus. Which is why he couldn't make the list, but he has potential to have the powers to defeat people. Now, something I meant to get to, but I didn't. Legion, my number 9. If you're still here, thank you. He could be number 1. I don't know if anyone remembers that I talked about him. I didn't talk enough about him. He alters reality, and he has, like, telepathy. If he wasn't some nut after seeing his dad die, he could be higher than the one above all. That's all I'm saying. But I'm gonna make a top 10 DC video, and then they're gonna one battles one, two battles two. No bias will be involved. Peace.